We're glad to be here at Charlotte East Language Academy. And aren't we supposed to be on vacation during the summer? I'm quickly learning as CMS superintendent, vacations are few and far. Principal Concepcion, you and your team have done an exceptional job in your first year here at this brand new facility. We applaud your work and thank you for serving our students and families so very well. Charlotte East Language Academy is virtually the CMS beacon of what a school with enhanced safety and security measures look like. The beauty is that an individual would not be able to detect those measures with the naked eye, and that is key. Today, we will peel back some of those safety measures to ensure and inform our families across the district of the many efforts that they can rest assured are in place at this school and many other schools across CMS this school year. The well-being and safety of our students and staff are always top priority at Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. We understand that parents, and I am one of them, who send their children to CMS expect our best efforts every day to keep their children safe while in our care. That's why we have deployed a variety of measures within a CMS circle of safety to help protect everyone and to keep our focus where it should be, and that is on teaching and learning. You can find details of our safety plan on our website at wearecms.com, and I believe copies are available for you this morning. We have also improved a wide variety of technologies and equipment upgrades to help us strengthen our circle of safety. Across our district, video surveillance has been improved, especially around our mobile units, playgrounds, and open areas, enabling us to monitor and respond to situations faster. We have installed digital access controls for main entries to better control who is in our buildings and minimize the risk of persons in our buildings who do not need to be there. CMS has upgraded locks, installed stronger doors, and made other physical improvements that can make a difference. Our schools are safer because of these improvements. We will shortly demonstrate another technological improvement in all of our high schools that enable us and staff to respond to call for help in times of emergency, whether they be health-related or a security incident. This system will be installed next in middle and elementary schools. I am proud to lift up the work of a visitor and volunteer safety task force that reported to the Board of Education at their last meeting. I want to thank this group of parents, experts, and staff who did the work of identifying and making recommendations for safety improvements. And that task force was led by our Chief of Staff, Laura Francisco. This is important work because we know that our volunteers, students, and staff and families should be able to trust those around them. Starting on the first day of school, we want our parents who plan to come into a school building to drop children off to be certain to bring a photo ID in to use LobbyGuard, our electronic sign-in system. The LobbyGuard system automatically checks visitors against the Sex Offenders Registry. We're asking parents to be patient. We typically have a high number of visitors at the start of school, which may result in longer than usual waits to enter the building. We will work to reduce wait times by signing in multiple sign-in stations at some schools. But please be patient with that wait. It is important that we protect all of our students. If you can't wait, please consider other ways to support your child's first day of school. Please come to open house to get your student settled and connect with his or her teacher. Consider walking your child to the school door instead of walking him or her to class. I'll have to get used to that myself. This enables our staff to focus on the students once they come into the buildings. Keeping our students safe also includes screening of all employees at CMS, to include not only teachers, but bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and custodians. I want to be clear and make sure everyone understands that all CMS employees must pass a rigorous background check. This is a non-negotiable for everyone. No one can work at CMS without this important step. As many of you are aware, fingerprinting is again included in that background check. All employees hired during the time fingerprinting was paused are required to be fingerprinted. CMS appreciates the assistance of our partners at the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office to support this effort. Violence is affecting our community and our schools in turn. We must all work together to keep weapons out of our schools and work especially hard to keep guns out of the reach of any student at all times. Let me be very clear. Guns should not be on or anywhere near our schools ever. As many of you know, we conducted random security screenings at 17 of our high schools during the past school year and 5 during the summer school. With the support of community faith partners as observers, these screenings were non-invasive and were very successful in sending a powerful message that weapons are not allowed in CMS schools. We will continue these screenings this coming school year and work with our own CMS Police Department and all local law enforcement agencies on these matters. I want to appeal to all families and everyone who is in the lives of children and young people to help equip them with the skills to manage conflicts without resorting to violence. Our own programs to manage conflicts will continue, and we will continue to work with the City of Charlotte's Community Relations Committee and others on these efforts. The social and emotional support of students is also important and has been recognized with support from county leaders in funding for nearly 60 additional counselors, psychologists, and social workers in our schools. And I want to thank our partners at the Board of Mecklenburg County Commissioners for their partnering with us on these important efforts. We will continue to make these kinds of investments with additional supports through our Student Support Services Department. But the bottom line is we need our students to remain vigilant. Students, if you see something that makes you feel unsafe, say something immediately to any adult in your school building. But before I close, I want to make sure that all understand an important truth. Our students and staff safety and security is dependent upon all of us. Inside the classrooms, on all of our campuses, in our homes, in our neighborhoods, safety and security is everyone's responsibility. CMS cannot do this work alone. We depend and rely on the help of our families and our entire community. As we move forward together, we can make a difference in the lives of our children and make our community safer. We have a new friend in our CMS safety screening efforts, the first of his kind in any school district in the nation to our knowledge. In just a moment, CMS PD Police Chief Lisa Mangum will introduce our furriest, friendliest edition. Also, Principal Concepcion will demonstrate some of the safety features at this school, along with the new crisis alert system, which will go into effect in all CMS high schools this school year. But first, I will entertain just a few questions that you may have. Then I will have to excuse myself to make another morning appointment. And before I do that, I want to acknowledge another school board member, Margaret Marshall, District 5, who just entered the room. No questions? All right.
Superintendent Winston. Sorry, I didn't bring my hand. You go.
So how are you talking to your daughters about
things like the mass shootings? Are they expressing any fear and wondering if they're safe at school?
They have not expressed any concerns, but as we expect all parents to have conversations with their children, the appropriate type of conversations. We don't want to instill a sense of fear, but we want to make sure that they understand the reality and to protect themselves at all times. And most importantly, if they see something that makes them feel uncomfortable, please say something to an adult in your building.
How is the district doing in fingerprinting the employees that weren't fingerprinted over the last year? I think there were 3,000, something like that. Will they be all caught up by the time school starts?
So we're making significant progress on fingerprinting those employees. We actually have fingerprinted about 1,700 of those employees. We received a huge batch of fingerprints in from the State Bureau of Investigation yesterday, and we have not had a chance to process those. So that 1,700 does not include that we received yesterday.
Do you think ultimately, whether it's sooner or later, that it eventually be going to metal detectors at the high schools, and would you be in favor of that?
What I would say in regards to that particular question is we're always assessing where we are from a safety perspective. And to the extent that we find gaps that exist, we want to look at those gaps and try to address those gaps with any new or expanded efforts.
Can you speak to anything going on at elementary schools? To my knowledge, there are no school resource officers regularly on campuses, so is there anything you can tell parents that you're doing on those campuses specifically?
Well, we always ask our staff and our parents who are on campus to be very vigilant. Certainly we have lobby guard at all of our schools, so that is a measure that we have. But I would say that we all have to be vigilant to make sure that we're keeping people off of our campus who do not belong there.
When you say you've not had an opportunity to process the fingerprints, would you elaborate on that? Does that mean that you've not had an opportunity to find out if any of the prints might match someone who shouldn't be in a school? What does that mean?
What that means is that we simply have not had a chance to go in and look at those that information. They've sent them back from the SBI to the school system. So that 1,700 number that I alluded to earlier, that number will likely increase once we add those totals. But we just haven't had a chance to, we received them yesterday and haven't had a chance to kind of look at those. But that number will increase.
I guess what I'm asking is, among those that have been printed, have you discovered any who should not have been in school?
Not that I'm aware of.
We have time for one more question.
Why are you bringing back fingerprinting?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, there was a pause with the fingerprinting, and we want to make sure that as it is a part of our board policies, we want to make sure that we're always following board policies. So we want to make sure that all employees receive fingerprinting.
Superintendent Winston, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you all very much, and I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for us to connect with each other. I look forward to seeing you all at our next media briefing, and particularly on the first day of school, August 26th. Thank you all.